This is the Brownsville Heights Chawhawks first commemorative podcast. Oh, fuck, the chair bump broke. I got dipshit over here pretending like he's asleep, I guess, for some sort of intro thing. But today, what we have in store, like I said a couple sentences ago, is a podcast because we figured, you know what, fuck it, we'll try those. Today's podcast subject is the zombie apocalypse. Termers, would you like to qualify on that?
Qualify?
Quantify, my apologies.
Quantify. You fucking dumbass. Get out of here. This is my podcast now. Get your little bitch ass Comanche and drive the hell out of here.
Okay, what? Up to my fucking house?
Yes. This is my barn now.
No, it's whatever.
Fuck you. Because guess what?
What?
My Ford works.
Mine cannot pull yours. And now we're getting into a dick fighting contest over goddamn trucks because you can definitely tell we live in the fucking sticks now.
It's better.
Whichever.
Mm-hmm. So.
What the fuck were we talking about? Oh.
Yeah, zombies.
Zombies.
We've already talked about that so much.
Well, why not make us mainstream with the rest of them? Because we gotta do some dumb mainstream shit just to get us out there.
Okay. Alright, you probably may have already been wondering what this concoction is behind us.
This concoction, okay, I'm the dumbass for saying the wrong word, but he's not stupid for mispronouncing something.
Anyway. This barn is full of many very big, dangerous weapons.
Oh shit, where's that one at? Keep talking, I'll look for it.
What are you looking for?
You said big dangerous weapons.
Ah, yes. The Red Devil. Oh, baby.
Inspired by the YouTube channel Non-Lethal by Choice. A great channel, by the way. He displays a lot of faggot. He's such a faggot. Oh my god, so threatening. But this was inspired by Non-Lethal by Choice's video, How to Make a Warhammer. Some of you may have heard of his channel before, others who haven't, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description about it. It'll be down below, you know, underneath the fingers or the desk, because it looks like pointing at the desk.
He's referring to his dick.
But I'm not. I highly recommend going to that channel, subbing him, giving a thumbs up, doing whatever you can to help him out, because his videos are kind of high quality, kind of ingenious, and
he's a fucking nerd like us.
Yeah, and he's a nerd like us. And this thing, we called it the Red Devil, just because originally the pieces of angle iron that made the head, which we're not going to do a tutorial over that, but Non-Lethal by Choice, he's already got tutorials of weapons like this and other things.
The angle iron is red. It was red.
Yeah.
Spray painted a little bit just because. Why not?
It had a rust resistant coating that was red originally until we hit it with. During testing, we smashed some cinder blocks with it, and we hit the spray paint cans, which made it all scratched up and a little bit rusty here and there, and some black on the one side.
If at any time you feel like your dick's too small, just get one of these. It'll perk it right up. Actually,
that's a terrible idea. This is not commercial in the slightest for this. We do not recommend using this to hurt or kill people or animals, because that's both illegal and immoral.
Inanimate objects, however, we fully support.
Yes, like cinder blocks, refrigerators, freezers.
Your grandparents' wall, whichever.
In case you're ever dissatisfied with life.
Yeah, what's life ever done for us?
But go check out his channel. He'll have a full tutorial over a food tutorial. I said like tutorial or something. I don't even remember.
Totalitarianism.
Totalitarianism.
Nazis.
What do you put in a toaster? Toast? No, bread.
Cereal.
Cereal, right?
That works every time.
Oh yeah, of course. God,
yeah.
you're fucking stupid.
We still didn't really mention what this is. This is a fucking riot shield.
God damn it.
It's a fucking riot shield. And yeah. Showcase that a little
because
bit.
that's what you gotta do for the zombie apocalypse. You gotta be prepared to be both offensive and defensive. She's a little dirty because she kind of sat in my woods for, I don't know, a couple months. Ooh, that particle board's getting bad, boys.
That's fine. Not really.
It's still kind of No, it's not. It really isn't.
No, that is mushy as hell.
Okay.
Oh well, it's not like we can't replace it.
Yeah, we'll put some.
No.
We'll put some like plywood in it or what have you. That'll be better.
My nifty little trick we got up here.
We have an armor up, so that way in case your window here fills with like blood or what have you, you know, in case you're killing zombies, because that's what this podcast is about. And this is your defensive opportunity, which we have a shit house load of these that we might showcase in another video. We got your plexiglass behind it, so that way it stops fluid or whatever. We got steel, 20. What gauge is this? We got 20 gauge steel stamped mesh here to protect from thrown objects like rocks or harder objects like sticks or sometimes hammers
or human bodies.
Or human bodies in case you happen to have one of these going at high velocity. But say it fills up with blood, or we recently used it in a paintball war, which filled up with paint. You just flip this little bastard up here with this bolt, which is suspended on some steel wire. Put it in this hole, and if friction fits into it, and I mean you wouldn't be able to see out of the window anyways, but it grants a little bit more protection.
Yep.
What this was originally was an illegally obtained street sign.
Legally.
No, the other one we kind of just ripped, but
yeah.
Of course that wasn't really, it wasn't a road. What's that road?
By the way, this shield or this sign was bent to hell. You have no idea how much pain in the ass it was. They can get a frame for this and like attach it to it.
Yeah, it was to the point where we just got pieces of angle iron. You saw when we flipped it around. We took pieces of angle iron that were stiff enough that held it straight.
We went to like 3 pieces of angle iron.
Yeah, that was no fun.
We had to settle on the strongest shit we had.
But because of that, it's kind of lightweight. I mean, you still gotta be a bear of a man because it's hooked up for only one arm, and that would be left-hand operation.
Yep.
But I mean, if you're not a little bitch, you can wield it with one arm. Wield like the hammer or like a machete or a club or something with it. But what's good about this is it's so big. Say in case you want to use it for a paintball war, which that's probably the most practical application for this. You can stack up about your entire fucking team behind this thing. Yeah. You can't really see from the camera, but if I can find a tape measure, I'll measure how wide it is for you.
Fucking wide, that's how wide it is.
Yeah, which I'm not, there it is.
Since when did this turn into a showcase of our shields?
Since, you know, it's a zombie thing. We got 30 inches wide.
I got 50 inches long.
It's 54 inches long.
Close. Yeah, getting them carpenter skills. I can see how long shit is if I guesstimate.
Yeah, he's a carpenter at the local career school.
I'm the best.
Someone's a little conceited.
Yep.
But that, we showcase that because
this is our newest creation. It's also badass. Math actually went into this, other than just drilling holes and throwing shit onto the other stuff.
And hoping for the best. Yeah, that's probably the one with the best quality construction into it, because a lot of planning went into it. No materials were spared. What am I trying to say? No materials were spared trying to build it. We
definitely spared expenses.
We spared expenses for sure, because we were just.
For one, we didn't buy an actual fucking shield.
Well, yeah, that's the best way to do it, because why we need a riot shield when you can just build one?
Exactly. So anyway, on to actually talking about the zombie apocalypse. We're prepared. You guys, are you? We are. You can't have our shit, it's our shit. But wish you had our shit.
Yeah. You would, in the zombie-apocalypse, you would wish it. But anyways, we were kind of showing the shield off, primarily because
I wouldn't prepare for the zombie apocalypse that much. I mean, with the amount
the government,
the government actually has a zombie apocalypse plan. It's to nuke every town that shows any slight infectious qualities.
Here in Brownsville or Ohio, we're not even on some goddamn maps, so I don't think we have to worry about that.
No. I don't think we have to worry about getting nuked.
No.
Well, that depends on how big of a bomb they use on Columbus.
Yeah, if they want to level the state, but that'd be where to put one, is in Columbus.
Yeah. We'll just hide out in the cornfields.
Yeah. The corn will soak up the radiation.
Yeah, be one of the bovine creatures of the land.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking cold out here.
Yeah, it is. Why do you think I got this on? Well, halfway on.
It's like below freezing out here.
Good thing it's not snowing and it's not too windy.
We're kind of lucky because we're in a barn and there's no wind at all, and because of that, we're kind of heating up a little bit of the immediate area with all the lights we have on us.
And our own bodies.
I love it. But, yes. Doesn't help them kind of wearing shorts.
Yeah.
But, we were showcasing the shield primarily to show that
we're fucking nerds.
Seriously, back to non-lethal by choice. We saw one video of his after we got done. We were watching High School of the Dead.
High School of the Dead. Oh my god, that anime is so absurd.
Check that shit out on YouTube or Netflix. I
do not watch it with any adult family members.
Please don't.
You watch this shit alone, or with your best friend, or with your girlfriend if she's into anime, and they lead to some surprising, happy moments.
Viewer discretion is advised. We're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, there's blood, there's flesh, there's more flesh, there's stupid high school teenage hijinks, and above all, there's zombies.
Yes. If you're into that whole anime kind of thing, you look it up on. We looked it up on YouTube, right?
Yeah. But it's also on Netflix.
Yeah, it should be on Netflix. If not on Netflix, for sure it's on YouTube. What, all 12 episodes of the first season are on?
Is it 12?
I forget.
I think it's 9.
I thought it was like 12.
It's each episode's about 45
wait, I think I know
minutes
what you're talking about. It was 9 episodes were in English dub, but the remaining of that season were in Japanese. So
no, the bonus episode is in Japanese.
I thought it was 12 though.
It might be. I don't fucking know. Look it up.
Yeah, look it up for yourself. If you enjoy watching anime, High School of the Dead, it's kind of amusing. In case you were kind of unsure and you don't want to take two teenage kids you saw on the internet's opinion over it,
you can look up Gigguk's review on YouTube.
Yeah, Gigguk, Gigguk, correct?
Something like that. He's a British Asian guy.
Yeah.
You'll know the video when you see the cover.
Yeah, just type in.
It's got a couple million views.
Type in High School of the Dead or
review.
HOTD review in case you don't.
And it should like be number 1.
Yeah, it's Gigguk. It's either Gigguk or Gigguk. I forget exactly how you spell it because it's been a while since I've seen it. But he gives.
And if you like that, I recommend you check out other shows such as Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill.
What, does Gigguk offer a review on that too?
No, but he has a reaction video.
Okay, you can look at the reaction video, and I'm sure that'll give you enough of a quasi-review.
And Gurren Lagann.
Okay, that's unnecessary. That anime is unnecessary.
That anime is the definition of over the top.
For those of you that don't know, some of you might know what Gurren Lagann is.
Mechs.
Yeah, some of you might know what Gurren Lagann is, but for those of you that don't, there are mechs. Which mechs are, they're not
giant fucking robots.
Yeah, they're not like armor. They're robots that a person pilots. It's not like quite like.
So every anime ever made.
Yeah, so every action anime ever made.
It's Power Rangers, but for teenagers.
It's one step above. Except these things are the size of
houses. They're not. No, the final battle, they're the size of solar systems.
My fucking bad. Apparently, not at the
very... The first mech you meet is about the size of an office building. The second one you meet is about the size of a closet. But it can take control of pretty much every other mech, and that's how it becomes super fucking big.
The final battle is...
Over the top. Over the top. Don't spoil it.
Okay. I won't.
My drill is the drill that'll pierce the heavens.
Well, whichever.
Dick joke.
Dick joke. I don't know how you spell Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann. It's like Gurren Lagann, except they pronounce it differently in the show.
We don't know how to spell it. Go ahead and I'll look it up and I'll put it in the description, I guess.
The cover should be a skimpy 14-year-old with red hair.
Okay. Every anime ever made.
When are we talking about zombies?
We digress. Alright, anyways. most of the time you see zombie movies or videos on YouTube
Or books.
Or TV shows, for instance, like The Walking Dead.
And video games such as The Walking Dead. Depression Simulator.
Depression Simulator 2.
I cried so many times. God damn it, Luke, you're my favorite.
Spoiler alert.
The feels.
We got an empty dip can here, and neither of us. Neither of us do dip. If you know what dip is, if you don't know what dip is, it's just
it's liquid gold, except it's not.
Yeah, except it's not at all. It's chewing tobacco. You just put some in your lip, and you just let it.
3 days later, you get cancer.
I guess it's guaranteed cancer. But anyways, our friend Tanner, who you will see him on future videos if he can get his lazy ass up. His dad dips.
He was the one who introduced us to High School of the Dead.
Yeah.
If that tells you anything.
That little maniacal bastard. Anyways, his dad dips, and for our 18th birthday, he collected as many of these as he could just to throw them at us, just to be
stupid.
Just to be stupid. It was kind of comical, but that's what that is. That's gonna be my ashtray.
Yep.
I digress. Anyways, on most like zombie movies, TVs, books, or comics even, you see a lot of everyone. What's the word? Homebrew. That's what I'm trying to look for. Homebrew. You see a lot of homebrew tactics of trying to kill zombies. I never said we weren't homebrew in the slightest, because by all means, we are the picturesque definition of homebrew. This shit's just thrown together with bolts, spray paint, aluminum sheets, and fucking wood. And we just... And seatbelts. It's got fucking seatbelts on it. I forgot.
We took seatbelts out of a truck.
I got a truck over there in the barn. It's sitting over there just to get out of the weather.
It's an F-1500.
It's an F-15 dirt for her. That's another video. I might as well just put a link either here, somewhere on the screen. Here, I'll put it in the description. It's called Ford F-10,000. It's making fun of Ford F models, which most of you know. It goes to Ford F-150, 250.
Because Chevy is so much better.
Silverado. I'm gonna put Silverado in here too. Shit's funny.
Chevy Silverado.
I'm taking a piss right next to my Chevy Silverado. You know how I know my Chevy Silverado outperforms any truck on the market? Easy. I don't suck dick. Amiri King. I'm gonna put a link to his videos too. They're funny. But anyways, god damn, we digress. Of course, it's just like any other podcast I've seen. Where was I at? Oh yeah, you see a lot of homebrew tactics.
Moonshine.
No. Stay in school, kids. You see a lot of homebrew tactics. Most of the time, it's just what people threw together to attack zombies with. And then we got to thinking after we saw High School of the Dead.
We are totally unprepared for this shit. Because in High School of the Dead, when zombie apocalypse hits, it's like getting slapped in the face, just like that girl from High School of the Dead.
You'll know what you'll just watch Gigguk review. You'll know what we're talking about.
And again, and again, and again.
And now just because I can.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
God damn it.
Beware of episode 6. And skip episode 8. Don't spoil it, let them find out.
No, don't listen to them. Don't fucking watch episode 8. Episode 8, fucking no bueno, okay?
It's just disappointment and rage on every level.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Fuck that episode. Fuck that episode. Fucking.
If you hadn't noticed, he does not like that episode with a passion.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm just going to summarize it. Any stereotypical thing that happens bad in a horror movie happens all at once.
Even though it could easily be avoidable.
Yeah. If you've ever seen the commercial where it's like...
Oh my god, it's a fence! We're stuck! It's a fence.
You're in a Humvee. Drive through it.
The Humvee won't start, even though he was working fine a little bit ago, and we all slid sideways into a wire fence. It's a Humvee military model. Useless nurses, gotta love them. There was still fluid in there.
I don't give a shit.
Get the fuck off my soda can.
Thank you. Anyways,
Bastard.
just don't watch episode 8 of High School Today. God damn it, I need to try to get on the fucking main subject. Anyways, most of the fucking time, you always see offensive shit. We, after watching High School of the Dead...
Motherfuckers get bit.
Yes, that's what, because that's kind of what happened.
You can't bite through this.
Granted, this is not...
I would love to see the thing that could bite through that.
Okay.
I'd shake its hand. I'd give it a beer. I'd give it my wallet.
Yeah.
I'd run screaming in the opposite direction.
Yeah, dude, most of the time, probably the only thing that's going to bite through that is maybe a hippo. Maybe a hippo. But, I mean, don't get me wrong. This thing's not going to stop bullets. If you
And
were...
when are you going to run to a hippo?
When are you going to run to a hippo? It's not like you're going to be holed up in the goddamn zoo or fucking, what, Zimbabwe or some shit. I'm probably not meaning to be racist, but I don't know my African countries that well.
You're right. Zimbabwe is one of them.
Well, yeah, I can kind of imagine. I don't know where the hippos are at. Hippos aren't just because it's Africa. Hippos don't populate the entire continent.
How do you know? Have you been there? Well, I imagine they used to, but you know, poachers.
Sahara Desert, I don't know, because hippos are waterlogged creatures that, you know, when they experience sand and 140-degree fucking temperatures,
Hippos are vicious.
They probably keel over and fry in the goddamn sun like a motherfucking potato in the goddamn pan. Oh fuck. Anyways.
Cook potatoes in a pan.
I don't fucking know. I don't cook that well. I do cook that
And
well.
yet you eat everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is not gonna stop bullets. If you...
It might stop buckshot. Do not rob a bank with this.
Yeah, don't. You'll get fucked.
Bad idea.
Don't rob a bank. Don't rob a bank, period, please. But,
that depends on what bank you're robbing. Circumstances. Everything is situational, Austin.
I'm not gonna rob a fucking bank as long
I'm
as...
not saying you should. I'm just saying, under circumstances, you may be inclined to rob a bank at some point in your life.
This isn't fucking Die Hard 2, goddammit.
Why not? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I give up. Anyways.
I win.
Because it's not gonna stop bullets, we do not recommend someone stand behind it and someone shoot it with a real gun to test it. Say, for instance, you were inclined to build a shield, either inspired by us or by non-lethal by choice, or there's a few. I guarantee you, there's a few other YouTube channels that do homemade shit like this. It will not stop bullets because this is a fucking street sign and there's a particle board behind it. It's not gonna stop bullets.
It'll bend though, but it won't break. We know.
Yeah.
We've tried.
Yeah, we've got our sign bender out there. What would be behind us? It's
basically, this thing will absorb any melee attack.
Yeah, melee attack
without fail.
Or
these motherfuckers are designed to be hit by trucks and get back up.
He's not kidding. It's a street sign. I mean, think especially if you live in the northern states, like excuse me, in Ohio, like we do.
Plow trucks.
Plow trucks. That kind of snow that these plow trucks are tossed off the road.
We expected to get new mailboxes every so often.
Yeah, and these bitches will just take that shit. But
like men.
Yeah, like men.
So
I mean, they're really tough, and what's really good is they're really light. This construction grade reflective aluminum is light.
Now, when you add angle iron to it,
yeah,
it becomes less light.
It gets a little heavier, but it'd be better than us taking a fucking 30 by 55 steel plate of the same thick. That's probably what 4 millimeters, 3 millimeters, I think. Maybe about a 6/8 inch.
It's thin.
It's thin because it's a street sign. They don't need street signs this fucking thick. Unless you're in Siberia or whatever the fuck you need a street sign as thick as a goddamn dinner plate is wide. But, giggle, giggle, giggle.
That's funny.
But, it may not stop bullets. Or anything else like that. Or lions. Or hippos.
It may stop a lion for a little bit.
Until the lion figures out, oh, I can pick this little shield up off of the person and then maul them. But anyways.
We recommend you have a knife.
Yeah.
If you're going up against a lion. Or a tank. I hear those are effective too.
A knife like this, right? Right.
The Red Devil might work. Get it by surprise. If I can it gets in close, smack down in the skull.
That still might not work.
You might, or you just shove it in its goddamn mouth.
I
If
guess.
I can stick it the other way, if I can chew on that.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lion deep throat your goddamn hammer. But the thing, we digress. You're not gonna fight a lion in a zombie apocalypse.
You don't know that.
We would hope not. But the thing is, you would never want to get into a melee fight with a fucking tiger either, because some of you may know the Terry Thompson event we had here in Ohio. Some of the police snipers, what they said that what scared them the most were the goddamn lions and tigers, because they were shooting them with 7.62 by 51 millimeter, also known as 308 NATO rounds, which these rounds will kill a man wearing body armor from 1,000 yards away. Hands down, a center mass shot from a 7.62 by 51 millimeter, also known as a 308. One shot from a 308 will drop a man wearing body armor at 1,000 yards. These things were bouncing off of the skulls of the lions and tigers because of the way their skulls
That
shaped.
is scary as fuck.
Yeah, that's why these guys were shitting their fucking pants. They were just unloading into these goddamn tigers, and they were seeing tracers go into the skin and get reflected up by the skull. Which, because their skulls are so thick, and they're so, not conical, they're so curved, yeah, domular, I think is the correct word. Bullets, being a softer metal projectile going at high velocity, they act almost like rubber balls when they hit harder objects. So these bullets...
I don't want to fight a lion.
No. These bullets will go in to the flesh of the head, which is only like maybe, I don't even think it's a half an inch thick. Go hit the skull and just bounce off. And the lion wouldn't stop, which, scared the shit out of some people. But...
Made that lion real pissed.
Yeah. But we digress. This is not invincible. It's not a police-grade riot shield or a military-grade breach shield that's fucking 3 or 4 inches thick, weighs upwards of 200, 300 pounds.
Got concrete.
Yeah. It's 2 big-ass steel plates on the front and on the back, and in the middle is filled with crack-resistant fucking high-pressure cement. But this, put it this way, anything's better. Anything hard is better between your soft, squishy body and the teeth of the zombies.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because for those who didn't know, zombies are more dangerous than normal humans. Not because they're mindless and reckless, but because they're actually stronger. Because, science-wise speaking, when a zombie becomes a zombie, they lose their pain receptors, which unlocks all of their strength. Now, humans only use a little bit of their strength.
We only use...
If we do, we would break our bones in the process. So, a normal human zombie would have the equivalent strength of a bodybuilder.
Compared to someone of similar build to Travis, if you take someone like my size, but like benches like 1,000 pounds, that'd be the equivalent weight. Because a normal human being only uses, I forget the exact percentage of muscle strength for however much muscle mass. I think it's somewhere between 40 and 60%. But whichever it is, it's not 100%. Because like Travis said, we'd be breaking bones, tearing cartilage, tendons be tearing.
Fucking yourself up.
You'd be fucking yourself up.
Think steroids is nasty? Zomboids.
That's what steroids do. Every once in a while, the steroids will make the muscles so big that when the muscles go to contract, a lot of bodybuilders who are on steroids have been known to blow out their joints just because of all the muscle mass or the muscle strength per mass. Focus on those tendons, and it would just tear the tendons. Mm-hmm. But that's what happens to a zombie.
So when skinny bitches and movies and TV shows are like getting attacked by zombies, they just kick it off. They can't.
Yeah.
That's realistic to some point. I'm not saying there's not a level of human stupidity in there, but
Put it this
don't
way.
get overconfident.
Put it this way. You could kick a zombie off pretty much if they're not bear hugging you. They would have to like be hugging you or be like on top of you.
Now imagine if those motherfuckers are digging into your skin or biting you. They're taking chunks out.
Yeah. Like you may have seen for considering this a zombie theme. The Walking Dead.
Does a pretty good job of
Yeah,
showing
they don't go easy on the gore. And
no.
When a zombie bites, when they bite, they're dragging shit out of that goddamn torso, neck, face. There have been some face shots lately. Fucking pieces of hands, pieces of legs, pieces of feet. I'm talking whole bite-sized chunks out of people.
When Herschel got bit,
they
bit his leg. He doesn't die, by the way, spoiler alert. He took out a chunk, a big-ass chunk of his leg.
Herschel was bit right here where his you can't see because I'm wearing boots. Herschel was bit right here by his Achilles tendon. And this zombie bit this shit down to the bone and just bit it and just ripped this shit off. And it was just like if you've ever seen pictures of surfboards, which I'm going to put one here, with a shark bite out of them, that's what his goddamn leg looks like. These zombies, their strength is
they're not kidding around.
Yeah, they don't fuck around.
Which is why we make shit like this.
Because, the
High School of the Dead also does a pretty good job of depicting how strong the zombies were. Because when they first encountered a zombie, it took 3 people to put it down.
That's true. And then the one guy grabs one. But
yeah, the one dude got bit because he underestimated his strength.
Yeah, because he's on a wrestling team, he grabs.
No, he's not on a wrestling team. He's the head guy, whatever they're called, of the martial arts club. No, not the martial kendo club, I think.
Well, whichever it was, he was trained in some sort of a basic hand-to-hand combat. He went to put him in a reverse chokehold, but the zombie
twisted his head completely around and bit his arm.
Yeah, this fucking zombie owled. He fucking owled and bit this dude in the fucking arm. And they couldn't get him off then.
Mm-hmm. And the zombie was stabbed in the heart with a pole, and the girl who was the VP of the martial arts club was having trouble holding it off. The third guy finally had to get a baseball bat and bash his head in.
Got zombies and brains.
Yeah.
Which, that'd be the one thing we wouldn't look forward to in a zombie apocalypse. Is the
smart zombie, enraged humans.
If you've ever seen 28 Days Later or World War Z, the movie, not the book necessarily, because the book.
Hive mind enraged humans. They're not dumb zombies. They have a level of intelligence with them, and they want your flesh.
Yes. They're not the stereotypical zombies that we see on Walking Dead or
which are the unrealistic ones, by the way. Those zombies are very, very unlikely to ever see, mainly because it's almost impossible for them to happen.
Wait, you talking about the enraged humans or the lumbering?
The lumbering. Enraged humans are entirely possible. Hell, they're already kind of around with diseases like rabies.
I guess you're right. Of course, rabies isn't really a hive disease, but whichever.
Enraged human.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Or the Philippines, I think it was the 60s or 70s. During the U.S. occupation of the Philippines and the decade of which I forget, there's a human occupation of a United States occupation of the Philippines, but there was a tropical island disease because you know where the Philippines are, they're in the tropic zone, and some of the men who would get this disease would be what's called running amok, and the 45 caliber service pistols that these U.S. soldiers had couldn't put these guys down. A lot of the A lot of the soldiers, both either Filipino or American, would be found with empty magazines. By that I mean they'd be found dead. They would be found dead with their empty service pistol next to them because they pumped off all 7 or 8 rounds into a person who was running amok, and it didn't do anything. But then again, that person will be found later with 7 or 8 bullet holes in them, still kind of lumbering around because a human being doesn't really walk away from getting shot 7 or 8 times with a 45 caliber projectile.
It'll slow them down, but it won't stop them unless you shoot them in the face brain.
Yeah, from pretty much throat up. If you get this area, you'll be okay.
Now, I wouldn't recommend them shooting them in the face because that has a high probability of failure, considering that the thickest parts of the human skull are in the front.
Face.
Especially right here. You think, shoot right between the eyes. It's actually one of the worst places you want to shoot, especially if you have a lower caliber bullets. You want to shoot them in the side of the head, roughly around this area.
You want to try to get. Actually, another good idea for this.
It's not the brain you really have to worry about. It's the cerebrum. That's what you got to get.
Yeah, because if you are, I'm gonna make a note here real quick. Zombie Go Boom, which if you look at this video, I'm pretty sure Zombie Go Boom because they have one of the highest viewing ratings, zombie themed on YouTube. They might even pop up in like a suggestion box or what have you. If not, I'm going to go ahead and put a link down in the description to the Zombie Go Boom's channel. They have a perfectly anatomically correct, they call it an Ivan head. And they actually, in some videos of theirs where they make notes, or they'll notice when they test weapons, because that's what they do, they test weapons against zombies. When they structure these Ivan heads, they structure them almost like 99% anatomically accurate. And the face, they say this a few times, the face is structured over, humans' period of evolution to take impacts. Because, originally you had your tribal humans and shit like that.
Aim for the face.
Yeah, aim for the face.
That's why we don't have noses. We don't have bone noses.
Yeah, we have
cartilage.
Yeah, we have cartilaginous noses.
Because the nose gets broken a lot. And if it's bone, it's kind of hard to heal if it's in pieces.
Yeah.
And falling off.
But the face is designed to take impacts just over humans' evolutionary periods. And Zombie Go Boom, they do a really good job of showing that. Because sometimes they'll have like spears or like rocks or slingshots or like screwdrivers or whatever. And they'll show it trying to go through the front, and they can't because...
Yeah, go through the side.
Yeah,
or the top.
They go through the side, the top, or the back, or like the eye.
Or the bottom. Under their chin roll region.
The chin roll region.
Get it?
Yeah. Lol. But they do a good job of showing the resiliency of the human face, which is designed to take a hit here and there. Not saying it's it's impossible or anything, because humans are humans and we're kind of fragile. But ooga ooga. A good example is military snipers. At least I know this for a fact. U.S. military snipers.
They aim for the eye.
No, they don't aim for the eye. Movies always depicted as when they get shot, when a sniper would perform a headshot, they get shot like right here, or their victim gets shot like right here in the forehead.
Because it looks cool.
But if the assailant is looking at the sniper, more often than not, and they'll even say this, and if you go to History Channel or Military Channel, if it's about snipers, yeah, sometimes there's a documentary called Sniper, and it's got like 3 subcategories. What those snipers will say is they shoot right here at the tip of the nose. Why? That's because straight back into the skull is just hollow. It goes into there's a very thin bone plate that goes into the sinus cavity, and then it's just thin bone after that, and then you get the brain stem. That is what they aim for, because if they take the brain stem out with a bullet, obviously, the person is technically medically dead before they hit the ground.
Their brain may still be functioning a little bit, but they're not sending commands to the rest of their body.
And that is actually...
that's how you take down a zombie. If you get rid of its messaging system.
Yeah, the quickest way to kill a zombie is like a decapitation, or to make sure you just obliterate the brain entirely.
Because if enough of the brain's not there, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it just can't.
But yeah, aim for the cerebrum.
Yeah.
You can survive a headshot. If you
people have actually,
it's a 10% chance if you get shot in the head.
You can look this up on whatever browser you look at on the internet, and just type in like
because if you just hit the fleshy parts, like you don't hit anything important like the cerebrum or stuff that controls like basic bodily functions. Yeah, if you hit like stuff like the frontal lobe or even a lot of the stuff in the back.
Shit, what was that guy's name?
I don't know. He took a pipe through his head.
This was a minor.
He was fine.
What was like the late 1800s or something like that?
Yeah, like an explosion blew a pipe in through.
Yeah.
The
This guy, he was blowing a hillside because they were making way for a railroad track, and he had a jackhammer. Then they were coring down tubes into the rock that they would drop dynamite into. Then they would blow the land, and then that would make a trough like through the hill so the train track could go through. What happened was he overcharged the dynamite, which sent one of the pipes through his fucking chin, out the top of his goddamn head, behind his face.
And he was fine.
And he had some serious attitude problems though, because
it destroyed his frontal lobe, which drastically changed his personality.
Yeah, that's where your personality. Not meaning to get like a psychology class or anything, but that's where your personality resides, and your personality and your sense of self resides in your frontal lobe. This fucking pipe, which is like maybe 1.5 inches in diameter, went underneath his fucking chin, came out the top of his goddamn head. Mind you, it went through his brain, and he was alive. He continued to live until he
died of old age or like heart complications or something?
He
didn't die from his brain accident.
Yeah, he didn't die from the fact his brain got destroyed. And to further that note, when he went to the doctor,
his parts of his brain fell out.
Yeah, he walked to the doctor, couldn't feel pain because it hit like some sort of like nerve.
Which is probably why he wasn't on the ground screaming in agony, telling the others to murder him right there.
Yeah, I think what it was is the pipe went in and might have clipped a nerve that lined that front part of the skull, and so he couldn't really feel. I mean, I'm sure it
was like 80s medicine. They didn't know what the hell was going on. Or 1980s medicine.
Or 1880s medicine.
Yeah, I'm fucking dumb.
1980s. I'm sure they'd be able to fix that a lot faster. But
or just murder him. Get it over with.
It
brain's fucked up.
Yeah, but he walked like I think it was 2 miles to the railroad's like infirmary. He walked in. The guy, he was just writing down some notes, but he walked in, saw this guy bleeding profusely from 2 ends of his goddamn head, and said, and well, he about probably shit himself. I know I would if I saw someone with 2 1.5-inch holes through the goddamn head.
I would have pulled out my goddamn double barrel. Zombie!
Zombie! Oh my God! It comes back to the theme. But he walked in and said he said he was in an explosion. A pipe went through his head, and then he said he didn't feel well. Went to the bathroom and started vomiting. The doctor noted that when he was vomiting, every time he would heave, several teacupfuls of brain would fall out onto the floor. Now back then, teacupfuls, that's kind of hard to discern what the doctor meant by teacupfuls.
It was a lot of brain.
Put it this way, brain matter fell out. Like, they don't know exactly what size of teacup he was meaning, but brain was falling out of his damn head. Also, but he lived. He lived, and he didn't die because of that.
He was a douche afterwards.
Oh, yeah, he sucked. Also, there are some war stories, especially, it really happened in World War II when a lot of dogfights would happen, is some aviators, when they would take a bullet from another fighter plane into the window. Mind you, these windows were like this thick. Okay, and so these bullets would go in and they would get deflected, and because of that, they would either get deflected or they would do what's called keyholing. Is when instead of having a straight flight path, they enter a barrier and they start flipping sideways instead of just going straight.
Oh, they tumble.
Yeah, they tumble, which is nasty.
You don't want a tumbler bullet.
No. But what happened was a couple stories of both Japanese and American, because they had the most dogfights, of Japanese and American soldiers saying, when they were shot in the head by, these are some big ass machine guns on these goddamn fighter jets, because they're fucking fighter jets.
I'd say a bullet was about the size of this.
Very well could have been. I think because the one I'm remembering the best about, he was a Japanese soldier or a Japanese pilot.
Why not American?
Japanese
racist bastards.
It's not a race, goddammit. Actually, it might be. It might be some sort of ethnic background, but whichever, I digress. The one I'm remembering the best about, he was a Japanese fighter pilot who they got in a dogfight over the Pacific Ocean, which a dogfight's when fighter planes fight.
Like dogs. They bark at each other, they sniff each other's butts.
And they claw.
And they bite each other's ears.
But the front of his plane got peppered pretty good by an American Mustang.
Fuck yeah, America!
By an American Mustang fighter plane, but he was shot in the head. By that, like I said, these are some big ass bullets coming out of these goddamn fighter jets. The calibers, I think they were like 30 or something like that. Whichever it was, they were big as fuck, big enough to where they could just rip people in a new one.
Rip that tiger a new one.
They could rip tigers a new one. But what happened was when the bullet went in, it keyholed. It was kind of towards the front, like he was said if it was just back like another foot, it would have killed him from the way it keyholed. But since it got in the front of his cockpit and the way it went in, it keyholed and went in above his goggle and then went into his head, entered his head underneath the flesh, and then exited out the back and then went and buried itself in the fuselage behind his seat. He couldn't see out of this side, and his left side went numb. Now, why that is because each hemisphere of the brain controls that opposite half of the body, like the right to left, the left to right. But he was able to fly home and get some medical attention, and they found out that this goddamn bullet passed through this sons of bitch's entire right hemisphere. which he couldn't see out of his right eye because of all the blood and the kinetic.
The fact that he got shot.
And the hydraulic shock of when it entered his brain, and there's a whole lot of bullet terminology that I'm not going to really get into right now. But the hydraulic shock, like, compressed his eye, and his eye would kind of like, he couldn't adjust it very well because of the shock, which he would heal over time. But he took a bullet to the brain, and he lived. And he died in like 2010, I think. So he lived a good long life. He just died of old age. But that just goes to show that not all of your brain is used for, well, living. A great example is,
Didn't we just get two great examples?
Or I guess you're right, but I probably shouldn't say great example. But
another example.
another not so great example.
Zombies.
Zombies.
They're living.
World War Z does a great job of showing that the zombies' kill box is like this. It's just this part of the head, because that, if a bullet were to go straight into the head and just go straight back, that would take out the brainstem. And in World War Z, there are a couple scenes where you see zombies getting headshots, but they were either grazes or they were just shallow headshots, not dying. And that's because you got to aim for the brainstem or the amygdala. And there's I learned this in psychology class. I forget what it is, but there's Halo. You have your brain, and then in the lower center of it, towards the back of your head, is a piece of the brain which controls all your natural bodily functions like breathing, heart rate, like blinking or
jerking it.
No. Oh, god damn it. Sabotage. But it's that piece of the brain or the brainstem that they had to take out for the zombie to just stop coming at them. And that's kind of the thing with zombies are scary.
Yep. Scary some bitches.
Yes.
Unless, of course, they're the slow lumbering ones.
Yeah.
If we die to slow lumbering zombies, we deserve
it.
The
human race deserved it.
Because we're fucking dumb.
But in raid...
Enraged humans, we're fucked. We're fucked to Mexico.
But yet...
Alaska might survive.
Enraged human-like zombies would probably be the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like 28 days later, or World War Z, where it's like a fever or whatever.
It's like don't even attempt to survive. Just kill yourself so you can't become a zombie.
I personally would probably just hack and slash until I get overtaken, and then I'd probably just end it or just quit.
Just quit. Yeah, but then you have the chance of getting eaten and mauled to death, and that's just terrible.
Oh well, I could either jump off a building or what have you.
I believe I can fly. Poof. What if you survive the fall? Oh my god, it's a terrible idea. The fuck was I thinking?
What was it, the other guys? Aim for the bushes, aim for the bushes. The nearest bush was like 2 blocks away. Yeah, what were they thinking? That shit was funny.
It just landed in the street.
Just landed on the fucking sidewalk. Poof. Cracks and shit. God, that was funny.
That was funny as hell.
Oh. So zombies.
Fuck them.
Yeah, zombies are no bueno. But anyways.
You know what is bueno? Tacos.
Did you say tacos?
Tacos.
Tacos?
Tacos.
Tacos. I think you're saying tacos, but I'm not sure. Turters. I'm sure you guys know the Ermagerd meme.
Ermagerd.
His name's Travis Teeters, and what I started doing a while ago was doing the Ermagerd thing, so it's Turvers Turters, which, if you're not listening close enough, sounds like I'm saying Travis Titties. Turters. But anyways, I guess maybe the theme of what we were trying to say with the shield, and
don't get bit,
and the fact that zombies are nasty, and you gotta aim for that small piece.
And you gotta be prepared. Should we segue?
What?
Should we segue?
We should segue.
Let's segue.
Tactical vest.
Brain bucket.
Camouflage.
Cool gas smokes.
Nicaragua.
Tactical brew.
We're ready.
Are you? Segway.
Alright, boys and girls. Actually, this is the sound test because I forgot to do that real quick, so I'm going to check that real quick.
Actually, it's a sound test.
Tactical vest.
Wait, do one more take.
God damn it. Alright. Tactical vest.
Gigguk smokes.
Nicaragua. God damn.
Tactical brew.
Shit, hang on. Okay, just redo that.
Go.
Yeah, we are. We're ready.
Are you? Segway.
Wait.
Damn it! I forgot.
Okay, yeah, we'll try it again.
Round 2.
Okay. God damn it.
I'm surprised we were able to do this much stuff.
We digress a lot.
But I digress. So, what's the name of our channel going to be? We thought of it yesterday. Brownsville Heights Boys?
Brownsville Heights Shawhawks.
Brownsville Heights Shawhawks. Where's your recording?
I'll just edit it out.
Okay.
On camera. God damn it. Motherfucker.
Is that our signing off?
Shake a cam. Shake a cam.